Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the Wooded Juice channel, and welcome to a very special rebuild. Today's challenge, we're going to be doing something that I've never done on Madden. I don't even think seen attempted on Madden. I've seen it attempted on other games like FIFA or FC, I guess, MLB The Show, and NBA 2K, but I've never seen it done on Madden before. At least I haven't personally. If you guys have seen that, then that's cool, but I personally have never seen this done. Because it's so difficult for this specific thing to occur and to do on a game like Madden, it's a lot easier to do it on those other games. So the challenge that we are going to be doing is we are going to be taking this year's Mr. Irrelevant, 2023's Mr. Irrelevant, who is this guy, as you'll see right now, Dejuan Johnson. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I heard somebody pronounce it like on Toledo radio or something, because he went to Toledo for his college. So I think it was like Toledo news broadcast or something. They pronounced his name, and they pronounced it Dejuan. So I think Dejuan, I think that's how you pronounce it. I apologize if that is not how you pronounce it, but that's the only way I've heard it pronounced. So I'm going to call him that. I apologize if that's not how you pronounce it. Let me know if that isn't, or if it is. So we're going to be taking Dejuan Johnson, who was Mr. Irrelevant this past year, drafted by the LA Rams, and we are going to be building him up, or at least attempting to build him up, into an actual, like, quality NFL player. So it's not going to be a traditional rebuild where we go all in on the LA Rams, and we draft a bunch of really, really good players, try to go win a Super Bowl, sign a bunch of free agents, do all that kind of stuff. It's not going to be a traditional rebuild. I'm still going to be attempting to do those things because obviously I want to make the team good so that Dejuan Johnson plays better. But this rebuild is going to be focused around him. We're going to be putting him, or at least attempting to put him in the best scenarios possible, to get the best stats, to do all the kinds of stuff, to go his development trade upgrades, and all kinds of stuff like that, to make him an actual quality NFL player, because unfortunately, he's not very high overall, considering he went to Toledo and he's Mr. Irrelevant in the 2023 NFL Draft. So if you guys like this concept and like this idea and you want to see me attempt it with another player, let me know down below in the comments. And I probably, depending on who's Mr. Irrelevant for 2024, might attempt it again. Who knows? I hope it's a quarterback this time, because this guy's a defensive lineman. That's going to make it even tougher. But without further ado, it's time to get in the video and help Dejuan Johnson become a superstar. If you guys are excited, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get this underway. So here we are. It is the 2024 season with all of the upgrades, all of the additions, free agent signings, all that kind of stuff. So you got Jonah Jackson in here. Aaron Donald's no longer here. This team needs a lot of help, but here he is. Dejuan Johnson. I was a little worried he wasn't going to be in the game, but he is. He is in the game. Dejuan Johnson, 23-year-old rookie out of Toledo. His ratings are obviously not great. And the reason I think you don't see this happen in the game of Madden, this type of challenge, is because it's so difficult for any other position other than basically a quarterback or maybe a tight end if you're working Kansas City's playbook. There's only like a few different positions in the game of Madden, and they're mostly on offense, where if you have a low overall normal development player who has bad stats and you do the right things, put them in the right situations, you can get them up to like a 90+ X factor. It's possible with those positions, but those are obviously the easiest positions to do it with. A defensive lineman is going to be a little bit tricky. I'm just glad he wasn't an offensive lineman. If he was an offensive lineman, you wouldn't even be seeing this video because it would be impossible. You'd have to get him to win Offensive Lineman of the Year just to grow his development trait, and that rarely happens. So this is the guy that we're working with. He looks like he's a decent athlete. I watched a little bit of his game film at Toledo, and he seemed to be pretty decent at Toledo. He's, I mean, it is Toledo, by the way, but so he's playing lesser competition than even like a Power 5 school. But he got drafted, so good on him. He got drafted even though it was the last pick. But he's got decent pursuit. He's got decent hit power. His toughness and injury is pretty good, although injuries are off, so it doesn't really matter. His stamina is a little bit low. The key one that we need to focus on is his awareness, because that really hinders your overall in Madden. Awareness really factors into it overall. So if we can get him to get his morale boost up, to have really, really good awareness, then he should start to skyrocket in overall. Also, he's already working with decent acceleration, but his speed is pretty low, so that's going to be another tough thing. His power moves and finesse moves will go up naturally, at least I hope, and his block shed. So we got a lot of work to do with this guy. We've got a lot of work to do. He has no player tags. He likes to be here because we're in a big market in LA. We have a head coach that has a good winning percentage. That's nice. And we're a historic champion. So he kind of likes to be here. So, and he's not going to be expensive because he's a 61 overall normal development player. So he's not going to be expensive in the future. But this is the only guy that we have to keep on this team. Desjuan Johnson is the only guy that we have to keep on this team. We can rebuild this team however we see fit. We can trade Stafford. We can trade Cooper Kupp. We can trade whatever we need to do. Sign whoever we need to do. Draft whoever we need to do. But as long as Desjuan Johnson stays as a starter and stays on this team, then the challenge can continue. This team is very, very bad, though. This team is very, very bad. Do you guys remember... Is this a little side note? Do you guys remember... what's his actual name? Hold on. Let me Google his actual name real quick, because I want to get this right. Let me get his actual name real quick. His name is Steve Howey. Do you remember Steve Howey? He was on the Reba show back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s. But he was also on New Girl for an episode. I'll put up a picture. This guy right here, Roseboom, looks exactly like how Steve Howey looked in that episode of New Girl. So I'll put up a picture if I can find it. It's hilarious. He looks almost his portrait looks exactly like that. It's kind of hilarious, actually. But anyway, tangent over with. Desjuan Johnson needs to be the starting defensive lineman. It doesn't matter if he's on the right side or on the left side. Doesn't matter. He just needs to be the starter on the defensive line this entire episode, this entire video. How we're going to play this, I don't know. I did load in an auto-generated draft class. We're not going to use the 2024 class or anything for this rebuild. I did load in an auto-generated class. I haven't even taken a look at it, though. We're going to have to do whatever we can to make this team really, really good around him. And I've put him in some situations where he can develop quicker. We are rocking with the Dallas playbook because I know that the Dallas playbook... Oh, no, we're rocking Cleveland? I could have sworn I put Dallas. Maybe it auto-changed for me? I have no idea. We're going to be rocking with the Dallas playbook, and we're going to be, for right now, using the Rams offensive playbook. But Dallas's playbook, notoriously in Madden 23 and Madden 24, is really, really good. Like, really, really good. So it simulates really well, and it has a lot of guys get a lot of sacks, a lot of tackles, a lot of stuff like that. So for right now, for the first season or two, we're going to rock Dallas playbook to see if Johnson can start to grow a little bit, develop. The only problem is we also need to be a good team to win games and build that good morale. This team's bad. This team's really, really bad, especially with the loss of Aaron Donald to retirement. So this team is very, very bad. Our draft picks, we have our own pick. We have all of our own picks except for we don't have a 7, and we have Denver's 6. So we can make that work. I don't know how bad we're going to be. This is going to be a weird video. This is going to be a weird rebuild. I don't know how long it's going to take. It's just a matter... This might not even be successful. Like, I don't know how long... If I get to, like, Season 3 or Season 4 and Desjuan Johnson's just not showing any signs of development, then we're just going to call the video and say that it's not possible to do this, or at least maybe I didn't do it right. I don't know. But that's in the future. As long as we can see some initial growth from Desjuan, and he's already almost halfway to upgrading to 62 overall. I also did put him in to the weekly strategy extra practice thing. So if we go over here to team profile, it took him out again. Did I not save? I guess I didn't save. Whatever. We're going to put him into the weekly strategy. There we go. Desjuan Johnson. He's going to be in this extra focus players thing because any little bit will help. Any little bit will help. And you know what? I don't really do this a whole lot. Let's get into a game or a practice thing and maybe even start him off with star development. That would be awesome. I would love to start him off with star development. So here we go. Come on, Desjuan. Break through. No, don't get stuck. Come on, Desjuan. No, this is not a good start. Get off the tackle. Okay, and then tackle the quarter. No, he failed. Okay, can I restart? Yeah, we got to restart. That was not a good first attempt. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge to get Desjuan Johnson upgraded, but that was a lot quicker. He did get stuck, but that was a lot quicker. And I got the 1 times. Now get to the quarterback and tackle him. Okay, good. We got bronze. Perfect. We destroyed the bonus and everything. Get the +1. Get the +1. Get the +1. I don't know if I got it or not, but tackle Matt Stafford. There we go. We're into silver. One more attempt. Got to get gold, Dejuan. There you go. Good job. Okay. Get around him. Get around him. Get around him, Dejuan. Thank you. And then tackle him again. We got gold. So we got 3,300 points. We got gold. Show me a dev trade upgrade to star. Please. I would really love that. I'd really, really love that. Come on. Come on. Okay, only 750 XP. That's fine. That's fine. Only 750 XP. I will keep trying to get him up to star development because I feel like doing that is going to be the only way we can get him up to star unless he has just a crazy season. I'm going to simulate to the end of year number 1 because remember, this isn't about the team. This isn't about the team. This is just about Desjuan Johnson. So we don't really need to focus on the team at all. We need to, and maybe that'll make it for quicker, we can get through more seasons. I don't know because we won't be taking as much time on the team. But we're going to simulate season 1, see how Desjuan does in his rookie year, and hopefully we win enough games to where we are having good morale. But also, I don't want to win too many games because that ruins our draft. Like, it's a weird kind of thing we have to balance with this kind of a challenge, but we're going to find out. I will catch you guys at the end of year number 1. We finished year number 1, and we were not good. We were 3-14 on the year. That is very, very bad. But the good news is I was doing all of the weekly strategy type of stuff, trying to train up Desjuan Johnson, and I was able to get him up to a 65 overall, about to be a 66 with the next round of training, or I guess just with a little bit more simulation, he might just get an upgrade point naturally. But I was able to get him up to a 65 overall, so that's 4 upgrade points in one season doing all of the weekly strategy stuff. It's tough for a defensive lineman, man. It is tough for a defensive lineman to get up high enough overalls. But his awareness has gone up a lot, actually, which I'm really excited about. His block shedding's gone up. It's getting a lot easier. I'm noticing that later in the season, it started to get a lot easier to block shed past those offensive linemen in those drills than it was at the very, very beginning. You guys saw that first drill. I was struggling just to get by him. It took me like 3 different times to get by each one. But now it's like one and done. I'm past him. So it's a lot easier now, which might make it go a little bit quicker. I don't know. But we're at 65 overall for Desjuan Johnson. We are a bad team, but that's not really the goal about this challenge. The challenge is to get Desjuan Johnson to be a quality NFL player in this league. Stafford had a god-awful season. Kyron Williams did not do much better, but the offense just wasn't playing good. Cooper Kupp got a 1,300-yard season. That's nice. Puka didn't really get a lot of shine, but whatever, I guess. But the defensive stuff is really where I want to know. So how did Desjuan Johnson do? He had himself 27 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, and 1 sack. That's not going to be good enough for Rookie of the Year defensively, but in year number 1, when he started out as a 61 overall, I guess that's going to be good enough. That's going to have to be good enough. So we're not going to win any awards. I did not get him up, as you saw. I showed you guys his player card, so he didn't have a development trade or anything. He did not get up through training to get up to star. I was hoping that every time I would do that training, it would pop up and say, oh, you got a development trade upgrade or something, but that didn't happen. So year number 1 is in the books. We go up 4 overall in the season, which is honestly for defensive lineman that has normal development and on a bad team nonetheless, that's pretty decent, I'd say. We're in a good spot to potentially get him up to like a 70 here pretty soon. We have $97 million in available budget. All these guys are practice squad players, so we will auto upgrade them. Okay, so how do we work this offseason? Season recap, by the way. Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Nick Sirianni, Lamar Jackson again, Max Crosby, Rashee Rice, yikes, possibly, and then Will Anderson Jr. So no defensive rookie of the year for our boy Desjuan Johnson. That's okay. We knew it was going to never happen. But if we go to the good old-fashioned renegotiations, we can see who we need to bring back. I don't really even know who we need to bring back. Maybe nobody. Maybe there's nobody on this team that we need to bring back. I have no idea. Players that are ready to negotiate. We have $97 million. Kevin Dotson, John Johnson III. I mean, to be honest, there really isn't anybody that I want to bring back. Not a ton of people. And good news is, Desjuan Johnson's not on here. I didn't know if they had the contract figured out because he's a Mr. Relevant. So I'm glad it is at least figured out. $72 million for Michael Hoyt. Are you serious? That's outrageous. I'm not paying that, that's for sure. But I will pay John Johnson III a little bit of money, a little bit of cheddar. He's not going to accept it. Wow. What's the franchise tag? 17.2? Yeah, you can walk, John. I can go and get you in free agency if I want to. Kevin Dotson, I'd like to have back just as some veteran leadership and possibly as a bridge to whatever we draft in the draft on offensive line. He's going to come back. So we have $82 million, and those are really the only two guys that I wanted to sign anyway. So let's get to free agency and see if I can make some big moves. I don't know what's going to be here in free agency. Probably nothing. Knowing my luck, there's probably not going to be anybody that I want. Amari Cooper, we don't need. Micah Hyde, we don't need. Quandre Diggs at 31 is a little bit better than 33 Micah Hyde. But there's really nobody here. That's kind of depressing, and that's kind of what I figured was going to happen. Dicker the kicker, though, I'll give him a contract. We'll pay him like $2 million, $1 million, all that kind of stuff. Because I think we need a quarterback or a kicker in the first place. Running backs, Cam Akers, we could bring him back. I might do that. I might bring Cam Akers back. I think he's still a good running back. And he's our star development player, which is better than what Kyron Williams is. So Cam Akers hopefully will come back. We could offer Rashid Shaheed a contract, but I feel like I do that all the time, and he never really does anything. So I'm going to stay away from him. Tight end, whatever. Left tackle, no. Left guard, no. Center, no. Cesar Ruiz. But we already have good interior guards, I think, right? Don't we? Because we have Steve Avila, we have Jonah Jackson. We don't necessarily have a good right guard. Maybe, but he's only 74. I don't know. It's tough for them to develop, so I'd probably just let him go. The rest of this team is just, there's nobody in free agency. As expected. I didn't expect there to be anybody fantastic in free agency. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to offer John Johnson III another contract. Hopefully this time he accepts it. And then we will hopefully get these guys and be moving on. So we'll see what happens. Let's get to the actual top 100. We got 3 guys offered, and we only got one of them. John Johnson III signed with somebody else. He signed with the Colts. All right, screw you. We will go get somebody else then. What position do you play? I think you play free safety, right? We'll go get Ashton Davis. Why not? And let's go to the top 100. He signed with us. And Dicker the kicker has not decided yet, but he should sign. Kickers don't usually not sign. So this team is going to be bad again, I think, next year. And I'm assuming we had the number 1 overall pick. I don't think there was another team. I guess I didn't look, but I don't think there's another team that would have been worse than us. I hope there wasn't a team that was worse than us because we were bad. 3-14 is a bad record. But that'll get us a good pick, at least. Or in theory, it'll get us a good player. Who knows if that player will actually turn out to be good. I think I might draft a quarterback. There's a couple of quarterbacks at the top of the draft that look pretty good. I want to scout them and continue to make sure they look good. First off, what do we have? Do we have pick number 1? We have pick number 2. The Saints were worse than us. Interesting. The Saints were worse than us. What was the Saints' record? Were they really worse than us, or they just happened to have a better record? Were they tied? Yeah, they were tied. So there was actually 3 teams that were 3-14, but they had a 5-game losing streak, so I guess they were technically worse than us. So they get the number 1 overall pick. We get the 2nd overall pick. We need to focus it probably on quarterbacks. I did get to 95% on Alex Weber. His elites all went away. He had like elite strength, or elite throw power, elite speed, all that kind of stuff, but it's only good and great. He does look about the best quarterback available, although we don't know exactly about these guys. 6'4" strong arm guy. We know he's got elite throw power and elite strength. I think I'm just going to do the quarterbacks. That's probably all that we're going to draft anyway. We need to get rid of Stafford, so that's probably all we're going to draft. Let's advance, and we can figure out exactly how good those quarterbacks are. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to find out the true talent of the other 2 quarterbacks, but we will find out the true talent of that Weber guy. Oh, we did. So Eli Baldwin is a true talent of round 3 to 4. Bradford's around 1 to 2, and Weber's around 3 to 4. So none of the quarterbacks are really that good. But out of all of them, Mitch Bradford is the best one. And there's a top 5 tight end in the class, too, who looks like a freak. Oh, man, what do we do? What do we do? Is there a way that I could trade Stafford for a first-round pick? Is that even possible? I don't even know. Probably not. Probably not, but I might as well try to buy all this stuff for the future. I don't even know if I'll have enough to be able to buy it all. And it looks like I won't. I'll be 1 short. All right, but we do get up a lot on the talent tree. That'll help out slightly. Is there anybody on my team that I can trade for a first-round pick? A high first-round pick? I guess it doesn't have to be a high first-round pick, but for a first-round pick. I could trade Cooper Kupp. He probably would go for a first-round pick. Did I not get the running back? I did get Cam Akers. Kyron Williams is 85, really? I guess I didn't realize he was an 85. Stafford's cap hit is crazy. I can get Drew Sanders, Hunter Renfrow. Drew Sanders is not that bad, actually. If I can trade Stafford's contract to Denver and get Drew Sanders, who's a quality middle linebacker, he's not going to get us a first-round pick, so I might as well not even think about it. Sending him to Denver is really good because we get a nice quality middle linebacker, which is something we didn't really have other than Ernest Jones. That's 2 good middle linebackers now. I will take that all day, every day. Cooper Kupp is the next question, though. Cooper Kupp is the next question. Why do we have 2 punters? I don't know. Do we trade Cooper Kupp and just anoint Puka Nacua the number 1 receiver? Or do we trade Cooper for a possible first-round pick? Because that tight end looks like a freak. I might try to trade Cooper for a first-round pick, although nobody's really offering me a first-round pick. But I am getting offered solid players. But I don't really want solid players. I want that tight end. So Cooper Kupp to... Who's got like pick 4, 3? Cardinals and Chargers. First off, let's try to get pick 3. And maybe pick 35. Trade declined. What about just pick 3? Okay, we can get pick 3. So we can have back-to-back picks. I'll give him a 5th-round pick this year, and I'll give him a 4th-round pick in 2026. What do you say about that? You say no. That's okay, because I will give you a 3rd-round pick in 2026. How's that? Okay, maybe not. How about a 4th-round pick in 2025? Closer. Closer. I'll give you a 5 and a 6 this year. Not as close. Is it going to take a 2? I can give a 2, but I don't want to give up my 5, or my 4. Trade offer accepted. So Cooper, a 3 and a 2 in 2026, gets us the 3rd overall pick, so we can take the quarterback, and we can take a tight end in this NFL draft. I think I'll be okay with that. Hopefully the quarterback is good. They take Paul Radley, the Saints do, with the 1st overall pick. So we're probably going to grab the quarterback here, even though he doesn't look amazing. He might be the best option available. So unless there's one of these guys that are better than the quarterback and we just route it out with Jimmy Garoppolo? No. What about Josiah Gray? Or not Josiah Gray, Josh Gray. Josiah Gray's a pitcher. Neither of them look that good. I think Mitch Bradford is going to be our guy. It really is a little high to draft a guy like this, but I'm going to take him. He does have hidden development, which thank God, because I don't need to try to get him upgraded and get Desmond Johnson upgraded as well. And now we can grab the tight end as well. So we'll pair him alongside a nice weapon. 6'5" tight end, 89 speed, 91 acceleration, 86 jumping. He looks like a freak. Seth Pear looks like an absolute freak of nature. Skip to the next user pick. We have pick 2 of the 2nd round. There's a strong safety and a free safety here. Are any of these guys better than the guys that we had already? Jalen Camp's got great speed. He's got A finesse moves. Ooh, this guy's intriguing. A finesse moves, B man coverage, B block shed. I like that guy. What about Paul Casey at strong safety? He's also got great speed, elite agility, B hit power, B awareness. I think the other guy's a little bit better. I'm going to take Jalen Camp here. He's a hybrid free safety. We're going to grab him. Hidden development, 91 speed, 91 excel. The drafting god has returned, ladies and gentlemen. The drafting god has returned. Jalen Camp, good pick there. And now we go to the third round. Who do we grab here? D'Angelo Larson, excuse me. Elite acceleration, but decent speed is not a good combo. And we don't know exactly what his man coverage is. He's probably not worth taking. Sean Taylor, rest in peace. 6'2", decent athlete. Probably not a third-round pick. Maybe a third-round pick, I don't know. 5'8", Marquez Sermon. Oh, he's going to be dropping sermons on the football field? I don't think he's that good. Rakeem Duckworth? What are these names? 6'2", physical, not the best athlete, not even that good as a player. Jalen Reed. There's already a Jalen Reed in the NFL, isn't there? Matt Clay, speed rusher. I forgot to pause the time, didn't I? JT Butler. None of these corners look that good. 6'3", though. I think I'm going to go with this top guy up here, Sean Taylor. Rest in peace to the homie. We're going to grab him. Normal development, but 91 speed, 90 jumping, 91 acceleration. I mean, that's okay. He's going to be a nice player. I am going to remember to pause the draft, though. I can't believe I forgot to do that. All right, into the fourth round. What do we got next? Who's next? There's Duckworth, there's Reed, there's Clay. So all the guys that I looked at was still there. Who's this guy? 5'9", Lynn Portis out of Mississippi Valley State. Isn't that where Jerry Rice went? Didn't he go to Mississippi Valley State? Larry McLeod. McLeod? I don't know how to say that name. I don't know. He doesn't look that good, though. Jamie Turner. 6'4" power rusher out of Georgia. With elite strength. I mean, these guys are all kind of bad, aren't they? Darren Sampson, 6'3" corner. Poor speed. I'm going to take him just because I want to get out of this draft. 94 acceleration, though, is pretty crazy. And he's, what, 6'4"? So we're going to simulate the rest of the draft. We got the guys at the top that we wanted. We got our quarterback, hopefully. We got our tight end. We got a decent safety, free safety. So I think we got some pieces there to build the team around. We certainly did. Draft recap. How good is everybody that we got? So we got a 75 overall at Mitch Bradford. That's fine. Plus he has the development trait. I'm happy with that pick. 80 overall Seth Pear. He might be the best player in the class. And then Jalen Camp's a 73. Everybody else kind of sucks. That's okay. No big deal. NFL-wise, we did. We got the best player in the class, Seth Pear. Love to see it. Love to see. I knew he just looked like too much of a freak. And anytime an auto-generated Madden class has a tight end at the top, he's usually going to be a freak. He's usually going to be a freak. So now that we have actually decent players now on the team, maybe we can win more than 3 games. Adjust the lineup. Bradford will start. So will Pear. We have Tutu Atwell and Puka Nacua. Offensive line looks kind of garbage, but we're going to rock with it. And then defensively, nope. Okay, I was going to say, Dejuan Johnson needs to start, and he will. Kobe Turner's a superstar development player, by the way. Sanders and Ernest Jones will start. Byron Young. We're going to start Camp right away over Ashton Davis, just to get him some play time, get him some snaps. But Dejuan Johnson is going to start at 65 overall. Year number 2 for this man. He's almost to 66. He will be 66 by the first simulation, I would think. But he's up to 67 power move, 69 finesse, 72 speed. His awareness is already up to 72. Wasn't it like 66 when we started or something like that? I don't remember exactly. But his numbers are starting to grow. I mean, it looks possible, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Who knows how this team's going to play? I might want to even change our playbook, because our playbooks are still the Rams playbook. I should probably go to Kansas City just to make that tight end become an unbelievable freak. So I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to go to Kansas City's playbook. That tight end is going to be a freak of nature. And we're also going to run West Coast spread and probably base 3-4. So I'm going to simulate year number 2. I'm going to continue to do all the weekly strategy stuff with Dejuan Johnson. Try to get him up to maybe a 70 by the end of the season. I think it could be possible. We're going to find out. But I will catch you guys at the end of year number 2 with the results. All right, so I was going through the preseason training with Dejuan Johnson, and look at what I have here. Dev trade upgrade. He's now star development. Oh, it's happening. It's happening. Dejuan Johnson is now star development. I knew it would happen, man. I knew it would happen. I didn't think that was going to happen, so I wasn't going to cut back in until the end of the season, but we're still in the preseason, as you can see. We are still in the preseason, but Dejuan Johnson is now star development. He doesn't get any upgrade points, unfortunately, but Oh, thank God. That makes it so much easier. It's still not easy, but it makes it a lot easier than having to grind with normal development, because now, being star development, his XP now goes up, or goes up quicker, I should say, because he develops at a faster rate than normal. Star development for Desjuan Johnson, baby. Maybe this is possible. Maybe this is possible to get him upgraded. I don't know, but we're going to continue to simulate. If I have any more developments, including going up to superstar development, I will bring you guys back in. But as far as I think, I'll see you guys at the end of the second season. We wrapped up year number 2, and we played a little bit better with our rookie quarterback, rookie tight end combo. 5-12, still not good at all, but a little bit better. The stats on the season for mainly our guy, but our rookie quarterback did not perform very well in the Kansas City playbook, but that's okay. He's got the quarterback of the future tag. He should be fine. Kyron Williams is doing things. Ben Skoranek led the team in receiving yards. That's not ideal. The rookie tight end did okay. Not a lot of touchdowns. Puka kind of stole the touchdowns. But how did our guy do? This is about the video. I did get him up to a 70 overall, I want to let you know. He had 31 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, and a sack and a half. So he improves a little bit on the sack and a half. He's still not getting a ton of usage, but that's okay. We did get him up to a 70, and you guys saw that he had star development now. So we're making big money moves, ladies and gentlemen. We are making big money moves. It's year number 2. The team is slowly getting better, and so is him. So is Desjuan Johnson. He is slowly getting better as we go through. Year number 3, I think, is going to be the year. Year number 3 is going to be the year where he actually makes a difference. He does a bunch of good things, and he becomes a good player. Seth Pear, by the way, is an X Factor. Did he have that, or did he get it in progression? He had it. Oh my God. I drafted an X Factor tight end. I am the drafting god. Unfortunately, our guy's only star development, which is fine. That's good. Star development player. We need to get a left tackle. That's not... Note Boom is not going to hold it down. And then defensively, there he is. Desjuan Johnson. Kobe Turner's an X Factor now, which is awesome. Camp is a superstar. Ernest Jones is a superstar. I am the drafting god. I am the drafting god. But this man right here is the whole sole purpose of this video. He's almost up to a 71. Obviously, he's playing down because of bad morale. But year number 2 under his belt. He's got the tackling up almost to an 80. Actually, it is an 80. His power moves and finesse moves are growing. His awareness is growing even better. I told you, once the awareness gets up to a high enough overall, his overall is going to get a lot better. It's going to get a lot better. But his stats are looking really, really good. So his year 2 numbers, I'm excited. We're going to stick with Kyron Williams. We need to focus on probably left tackle and wide receiver in the draft class this year. And I'm assuming we're going to have a decent pick, probably top 10. I would at least say top 10. Maybe top 5, depending on how bad the rest of the league was. We know that we weren't the worst team in our own division because the Cardinals finished a game worse than us. So we weren't the worst there. The Ravens win the Super Bowl over the 49ers. Season recap has Emmanuel Ogbah winning MVP. Joe Burrow wins MVP of the league. Mike McCarthy, Brandon Ayuk, Max Crosby, Eli Baldwin of the Commanders, quarterback of the Commanders, and Alex Childress for the Falcons, outside linebacker for the Falcons. He wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. So those are your year 2 awards. But we don't care about all that. We care about Desjuan Johnson. That's who we care about. We need him to become a quality. He's getting close. It's getting very, very close for him to becoming a quality NFL player. He needs to probably get up to like a 76 or above, I would say, to be a quality NFL player. But we'll see. I did re-sign a couple of guys in the time I was doing the Desjuan stuff. So all these guys we can let go. Even Ben Skoranek, who led the team in receiving yards this year. We need to get a couple of wide receivers in this draft. That is for sure. That is for sure. Or we could spend some money in free agency if there's a wide receiver there that I like. Because right now we have Puka and then Tutu Atwell and really nobody else. Tua is at quarterback. Man, is that enticing, but we're going to stick with our second-year guy now. Tua is at quarterback. Running back, we're going to stick with Kyron Williams and Cam Akers. Wide receiver, Rashad Bateman and Elijah Moore are both here. And they're both 25. I'll put offers on both of them. If we get both of them, cool. But one of them would be awesome to have. And we have a bunch of money, so it's not like we have to choose. We can put offers on both of them. I'll give Elijah Moore an extra year. Maybe that'll entice him to come, but we'll basically give him the same contract. And hopefully they'll both accept, or maybe one of them will accept. Oh, they're both going to accept for sure. And then tight end we're good with. We do need a left tackle. Garrett Bowles is here. Garrett Bowles could be a nice Band-Aid. Or I guess maybe the whole thing if if we win a championship and then we get Desjuan Johnson looking pretty good. Joel Bitonio, 90 overall is enticing. So is Wyatt Teller at 87. Leonard Floyd, 32 years old. Matt Judon. Asante Samuel. I didn't even see him. Oh, man. Asante Samuel Jr. is available. 88 overall, 25 years old. That would help the cornerback room a whole heck of a lot. That's for sure. I'll offer him that contract. We'll see what he says. We've got one spot available to offer somebody. I might go and offer Joel Bitonio. He wants to be here. So I might give him an offer. I mean, we got the money. Might as well spend it. All right, so we've offered all 5 players that we can for this period. And everybody but Bitonio signed, and everybody accepted our contract. So we get a new number 1 corner, we get a new starting left tackle, and we get 2 new wide receivers to pair alongside Tutu Atwell and Puka Nacua. But does Joel Bitonio sign with us? He does. We get all 5 of the guys that I wanted. All right, the team's looking a lot better now. The team is looking a lot better now. So we add Garrett Bowles and Bitonio in. That moves Jonah Jackson to starting center. I don't hate that. The wide receivers now come in with Bateman, Elijah Moore. And then on the defensive side of things, we add in Asante Samuel with Williams. Camp is going to start at free safety. So we need to get an extra outside linebacker. We need to get another pass rusher to go alongside Desjuan Johnson and Kobe Turner. And we need to get another D tackle, too. We don't have any backups at D tackle. So I might go in here and sign a backup D tackle just to have one. So let's go... Pete Warner's available. That could be fun. Backup D tackle. Adigazua could be cool, but let's go for Derek Nottie. Give him 2 years. Don't have to give him too much, but let's go for that. And then he doesn't accept right away, so that's fine. He'll probably accept, though. I wouldn't expect him not to. We'll keep moving on, and just like that, the team is already looking a little bit better. The offensive line certainly looks a lot better now. We'll see what we can do in the draft. I doubt that we'll be able to get the highest overall player in the draft 2 years in a row, but it could be possible. You never know. I guess it depends on what position that player ends up being. But if we can add a D tackle backup, I think we should be pretty good. And we got year number 2 of our quarterback and tight end combination. Plus, we're obviously still focusing on Desjuan Johnson, who's now a 70 overall. All right, what's our pick look like? We have pick number 6. Okay, pick number 6 is not that bad. Looks like there could be a couple of good defensive linemen here, and also a D tackle. Maybe we do have to trade up. Maybe we do have to trade up to see what these guys are looking like, because we could use defensive lineman to pair alongside him. So it's KJ Hardesty. He's got pretty good physicals. He looks unbelievable. He looks really, really good. It wasn't Niles Claxton, was it? It wasn't Niles Claxton. Maybe it was. Niles Claxton also looks really good. Ooh, both these guys look really good. And then you got Brett Russell. Oh, I mean, all 3 of these guys look fantastic. All 3 of them look fantastic. But there was the corners. Was it corners that I did? No, it was wide receivers that I did on the week 11 stuff. So round 1 to 2. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I don't think we have anybody that I would consider trading for a first-round pick, unlike last year. I did buy all the stuff, though. So now we have the trade tree all bought out. And I did buy the hometown discount stuff as well. But we should probably focus on the defensive ends. So let's boost the... Let's go down this side for defensive ends. So we can make sure Desjuan Johnson has all the best abilities. We have not enough points to be able to afford any of this stuff. That's okay. I'll keep buying that out as it goes. But it's time to get to the draft. We have pick number 6. That may need to be traded up depending on which guy I like the best. Although all 3 of them looked really good. All 3 of them looked really, really good. And the controller, okay, there we go. Controller's back. So we got top 5 on Claxton and top 5 on on Russell, but we don't know about Hardesty. I'm assuming he's also top 5 because he looks pretty good. Although he doesn't look as good as Claxton or Russell. Why'd they have to do this to me? Why'd they have to give me 2 amazing players? How do I get both of these guys? How do I get both of these guys? Claxton's going number 2, Russell's going number 3. And I only have 1 pick. How does this happen? How do I get both these guys? So, I don't think I have a guy that I'm willing to trade that can give me a first-round pick. I could trade Kobe Turner, because we're going to trade up and get that D tackle. I guess that could be something. I could trade Kobe Turner for a first-round pick. I don't know if he'd go for a first-round pick. I'd probably have to add some other stuff. Maybe I could trade Cam Curl because he's only got a year left, but I'd like to bring Cam Curl back, if all possible. We are looking to draft a new D tackle, so maybe I trade away Kobe Turner. Although Kobe Turner's been so good for me. But then why would I draft the other D tackle if I'm going to keep Kobe Turner around? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do here. I don't know who to trade. I don't know how to get up to that pick. First off, I need to make sure I get up to the other pick, so I'm even in spot to get him. So we need to trade up from pick 6 to preferably pick 4, if this is all possible. Boom, look at that. See, you trade up easily with the trading tree. So now we already have pick number 4, but they're going to go top 2 and 3, so we need to make sure we get even higher. So we need to trade that number 4 pick for whatever pick number 2 is. Pick number 2 is held by the Giants. Hopefully they'll accept this. And nope, see, this is what I was talking about. You got to go pick by pick. Pick number 3 is another pick that I want. It's held by the Cardinals, and they will accept it. But I don't want just pick number 3. I also want pick number 2 because Claxton looks amazing. And to be honest, we need Claxton more so than we need the D tackle. So we need to trade up with the Giants to get number 2. We'll swap 2 and 3. They should accept this straight up. And they don't. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's hard to trade 1 for 1 with pick 2 and 1. So what do we have to do to give up these picks? I'll give you a 4th rounder in 2027. And they don't accept that. They don't accept. I think we're only going to be able to get the one of them. And I would prefer to get Claxton. So to get Claxton, I'm probably going to have to give up a 2 in 2027, aren't I? That's not even it. I probably have to give up a 4 in 2027. That's not even it. A 5 this year? A 5 this year and maybe a player? They need a left guard. I have a bunch of running backs. You can have Zach Evans if you want. Okay, they take Zach Evans. So we give up a lot of draft capital to trade up from just 3 to 2. So now we can take Claxton. That makes me think we're not ever going to be able to trade up for 3. We don't have the assets. So we're only going to be able to get the Claxton guy, but that's okay. That's the guy that I wanted anyway. So pause the draft. Number 1 pick is Hardesty. Number 2 pick is going to be Niles Claxton. He's a top 5 talent. He looks like a freak of nature. He honestly looks better than Hardesty does. I mean, look at all those A's. Niles Claxton, he's going to go alongside of Desjuan Johnson, and we're going to be really good on the defensive line, especially because we still have our guy. What's his face? Oh, is the D tackle going to fall to the 2nd round? I would love that. Please fall. Please keep falling. Please keep falling. Ah, Brett Russell gets taken by the Patriots. Okay, I was hoping he would fall to the 2nd round. That would have been unbelievable if he did. All right, we know that Frank Rhodes is around 1 to 2 talent at wide receiver. How good is he? He's 5'8". He's got elite speed, 4.28 speed. I'm taking him. That's all I need to see. Don't care about the development trait. 97 speed, 94 excel. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's amazing. So I will take that. Frank Rhodes. And I would be a little bit more upset about that if we didn't just sign Elijah Moore and Rashad Bateman. Why did I say it like that? Rashad Bateman. Let's see. Corners, we got Zach Stanley, who's got really good speed. 4.3 speed. I'm taking him. 94, 91. He's 5'11". That's another good corner to add to the team. And I don't think we have a 4th round. Oh, we do have a 4th round pick. Okay, I'll use the 4th round pick, and that's it. I will use the 4th round pick. We'll use it on probably a linebacker, I'd have to say. That's probably the weakest position. So we got a round 3 to 4 guy in Josh Clark. He's 6'4". He doesn't have great stats. Doesn't have the greatest of stats, but everybody else is kind of day 3 picks. I mean, we are in day 3. We're in round 4. But these guys don't look that amazing. This guy, middle linebacker, Trevor Simmons. He's got elite speed. That's good enough for me. Welcome to the squad, Trevor Simmons. We can move you outside with 91 speed, 90 excel. Absolutely, you can play outside linebacker. And that'll be it for me. I will simulate the rest of the draft. And we can go into year number 3 with Desjuan Johnson. Star development, a 70 overall. It's looking pretty good for him to become a quality NFL player. Quality NFL player. How did we do in the draft? What do the overalls say? We got 79 on Claxton, 77 on Rhodes, 78 on Stanley. I dominated the top of this class. I am the drafting god. And then 73 on Trevor Simmons, and they got a couple guys that are fine, whatever. But I dominated with the guys that I actually picked. The best player in the class was Frank Madden, and then Brett Russell, and then Niles Claxton. So he's better than... I thought he was better than Hardesty. Hardesty just didn't look amazing. Claxton looked a lot better than him. I wanted Brett Russell. There was just no way I was going to be able to trade up. And he didn't even go to the Cardinals in the first place, so it didn't even matter. So we got the third best... Well, joint second best player since these guys are tied at 80 overall. So I'm doing pretty well in these drafts. I'm doing pretty well in this draft. And the Rams have turned into quite the team now. We got our quarterback. Our offense looks pretty good. And now the defense looks even better, including Desjuan Johnson. We need to make sure that he's still starting. Need to make sure that he is still starting. We will adjust the lineup right there. And the guy they drafted, the 70 overall running back, has a hidden development. I'm assuming it's only star, but that's still pretty cool. So we're looking pretty good on the offensive line. The wide receivers are whatever. We're going to have Rashad Bateman start at number 1 wide receiver. And then we're going to have Frank Rhodes be over Tutu Atwell, just so we can get a little bit more receptions, hopefully. And then on the defense, we're going to turn Simmons into a right outside linebacker. He should be quick enough to be able to play. Turn him into a right outside linebacker. Perfect. And he will start right. He's even a higher overall, so he'll start over there. And Pitts has a hit. Everybody that they drafted had hit development. And we need to make that Desjuan Johnson. Make sure he's starting there. Perfect. Kobe Turner. Niles Claxton. The corners are now looking amazing. Oh, this team looks phenomenal now. This team looks unbelievable. I'm super excited about the future, and especially about this man right here, 70 overall Desjuan Johnson. Year number 3, we need you. We're going to play better because we have a good team now, so we're probably going to win a bunch of games, so that morale is going to help him out. Probably going to help him grow in XP. He's hopefully going to dominate. This year is going to be a good year. This year is going to be a good year. I have a feeling, I have a sneaky suspicion, if Niles Claxton, if Desjuan Johnson goes up in a development rate or anything significant happens, I will bring you guys back in. Oops, I didn't mean to hit you. Like I did when he got up to star development, but I'm assuming nothing's like that's going to happen, so if it doesn't, I'll see you guys at the end of year number 3. We finally arrived on the grand stage. 13-4 is our team here in year number 3. I told you year 3 was going to be something, but that doesn't matter. It looks like Mitch Bradford had a pretty decent season, but we don't care about the regular season. We don't care about the team around, even though he did have a fantastic year. We care about one man and one man only. That is Mr. Relevant, Desjuan Johnson. Kyron Williams looks like he had a pretty good season. 2 1,000-yard receivers, as you would expect. But where is he? Where's the main man? Desjuan Johnson. Oh, by the way, Niles Claxton is the greatest player of all time. Desjuan Johnson, where are you at, my guy? 23-9-3. He's continuing to improve. He's not doing anything too crazy. I think he's now up to a 73 overall, possibly. And we are into the playoffs for the first time in this video. We make the playoffs. Are we going to beat the Panthers? We do. So we win a playoff game against the Carolina Panthers. Maybe Desjuan Johnson is going to be getting even more bonuses because we're in the playoffs now. Are we going to move on past the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well? We do. Okay. We are in the NFC title game against the Eagles, who I'm assuming were the 1 seed. They were 15-2. They had to have been the 1 seed. Are we going to win the NFC title game and go to the Super Bowl in year 3? No, we lose 27-21. I thought maybe, just maybe, we would go to the Super Bowl. Think about that. Year number 3, we make the Super Bowl with Desjuan Johnson. We do get our contract extended, which is nice. Does Desjuan Johnson go up to superstar development? Claxton's now an 89 overall. That is just the greatest pick I ever had. I'm super glad that I traded everything I could to get him because he's phenomenal. He is just phenomenal. So Bradford's superstar development. Kevin Dotson must have won Offensive Lineman of the Year because he's now superstar development. Frank Rhodes didn't get a lot of play time. That's okay. Kyron Williams is now star development. That's a nice development. I love that. On defense, Claxton's X Factor. Williams is superstar. Unfortunately, Johnson is only a 73 overall with star development still. But hey, he's having a good season. Look at his numbers, man. They are growing. His block shed and his play rec haven't really gone up that much. But the stuff that actually counts is going up. His pursuit is amazing now. I'd say one more season and Desjuan Johnson would be considered a quality NFL player. So we'll see what happens. If we win a Super Bowl, we win a Super Bowl. If we don't, we don't. That's not what this video is about. It's about developing Desjuan Johnson to a quality NFL player, and I think we have done that after one extra season. So we'll go one more year. We'll see what Desjuan Johnson turns out to be. If we can develop him into like I'd say maybe a 76 or above, I'd say that's a quality NFL player, and we can call it a video. And we can call it a successful video. But we'll continue to go. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Season recap. The Eagles won the Super Bowl. Josh Sweat's the MVP. Mahomes, MVP of the league. Nick Sirianni, Lamar Jackson, Max Crosby. Josh Felix, quarterback for the Dolphins, is the Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Niles Claxton, that's why he had the 3 upgrade points. He wins Defensive Rookie of the Year for us. So Niles Claxton is just the greatest player to ever exist. And where's Hardesty at? Where's Brett Johnson at? The 2 other guys that were in the draft class with him, they are scrubs. We didn't need those guys in first place. We got the right guy. The contract negotiations, I did bring back a couple of guys. I think Jonah Jackson was one that I needed to bring back, so I did bring him back. Everybody else I could let go, except for maybe Darius Williams now that he's superstar development. I'll give him a little contract, a little 2-year deal. Maybe bump it up to $4 million, bump his bonus up to like $3.5 million, and he's going to come back perfect. So we have $20 million. Darian Kendrick, I guess now that I have the money, I wasn't going to bring him back because I didn't have the money at the time, but I can offer him like a $3 million deal with a $3 million bonus just to bring some good corner depth back. And now $15 million to play with in free agency to kind of bring in, I don't even really know what we would need. As my controller has unplugged again. There we go. I don't even know what we would really need. I guess maybe another linebacker, because Byron Young really hasn't done much. The safeties are fine. The offensive line is really good. Oh, this is a good class. And Jalen Phillips is right here. I might spend all my money on... Oh, I can't. I was going to say I might spend all my money on Jalen Phillips unless I restructure some deals. I really think Jalen Phillips could help this team win a Super Bowl. So I'm going to restructure some contracts, and we are going to hopefully get enough money to sign Jalen Phillips. So we're going to free up Ernest Jones. We're going to restructure Rob Havenstein. We're going to restructure Asante Samuel. Cam Curl's going to get restructured. Elijah Moore. And then Kevin Dotson. Nope, not Kevin Dotson. Rashad Bateman. All right, so those are the guys that we're going to restructure. That should have freed up a ton of money to be able to go into here and sign Jalen Phillips. At least I hope. So we have $41 million. That should be enough to get Jalen Phillips. That's really the only guy we need, although Kayvon Thibodeau's here. But Jalen Phillips actually wants to be here. Thibodeau doesn't really. It is enough to get Jalen Phillips now. So I'll offer him a contract. And I'll even offer Kayvon Thibodeau. You never know. I have now the money to do that. So I'll offer Kayvon Thibodeau everything I can. And it looks like this is all I can offer him. So we'll see if we get him. I don't think we will, but it doesn't hurt to offer. So let's see what we do. Both of them signed, and only Jalen Phillips signed with us. You know what? That's probably for the best. Trevor Lawrence is now the quarterback in New England. Okay. But that's probably for the best. We didn't really need Kayvon Thibodeau. I was just going to throw it out there because it's Kayvon Thibodeau, and he could be good for us. But signing Jalen Phillips is going to be unbelievable because he now swaps in for Byron Young. He now swaps over for Byron Young, and now the linebacking core looks... Actually, Byron Young stays because he's now star development. Okay, I didn't even see that. So he swaps in for the rookie Simmons, or the second-year guy Simmons. The linebacking core looks amazing now. The safeties are good. The corners are now good. I mean, we're fantastic. We're fantastic. This team is a Super Bowl champion. I just know it. I just absolutely know it. We got to get to the draft and see what happens, though. Let's get drafting. This draft, I didn't even take a look at the draft, really. I did the focus players, and I did the scout the national focus and stuff. I did all that, but I haven't even really taken a look at who's good in this class and who's bad in this class. Well, I don't even know what pick we're going to have because we made the NFC Championship, so probably something in the late 20s. But at this point, the draft doesn't matter. And I don't even think we have that many draft picks anyway. I think we only have our first-round pick and then maybe a fourth-round pick because I'm pretty sure I traded all of our other picks to get other stuff. So I don't even think we're going to be that impactful in this class. Jonathan Gaines is a number 1 receiver, is a top 5 receiver. We have picked 28. Why did he have to be a top 5 player? Why did he have to be a top 5 player? That makes me want him now. That makes me want him. And I don't want to take the time to trade up all the way to get him. There are some very good players in this class, though. At least it seems on paper there are. Let's scout these 3 guys. Figure out exactly how good they are. And then, you know what? Since this is probably going to be our last year anyway, since I'm assuming our main man, Dejuan, is going to be a quality player by the end of next season, we won't really need to go any further. So we're not going to need those draft picks in the later years. So I might as well just spend them all. Might as well just spend them all to trade up to get that wide receiver because he could be pretty cool. He could be really, really cool. Although I don't know how good those other players are going to be. We got to simulate here and find out what their true talents are. I think we should be able to find out at least 1, maybe 2 of them. Not 100% sure. Let's find out. So prospects, how good are they? So we know that Baines, oh my God. Banks is top 5. Parrish is top 5. Jaquez Williams is 2 to 3. But there's 3 top 5 players right here that I want all of them. Although we don't need Mike Banks because we have Dejuan and we have Niles Claxton. We could use James Parrish, but this is a great class. But I kind of want Jonathan Gaines. I kind of want him. He doesn't look amazing, but he looks good enough to be really good. How good is James Parrish? Is he worth trading up for? Oh my God, he looks fantastic. He looks so good. What about Mike Banks? Oh my God, he's the next Niles Claxton. This is the greatest draft class of all time, and I'm only going to be able to come away with 1 of them probably. That's annoying. All right, let's talk to New England. They were the ones projected to take him. The New England Patriots. What do you want for pick 2? What do you want for it? You want Puka? Or you want a bunch of first-round picks? Okay, so all right, we're talking a little crazy here. We're talking a little bit crazy. So you can have my first-round pick next year. You can also have my 3rd-round pick, my 5th-round pick, my 6th-round pick, and my 7th-round pick. Okay, that didn't really do much. But you can also have, I don't know, Cam Akers, because we don't need Cam anymore. We got Kyron Williams. That didn't do much. What about I give you... If we're going to draft a receiver, I don't need Tutu Atwell anymore. That got a little closer. What about if I also give them Elijah Moore, because we're not going to need Elijah. So I'll give you Elijah Moore as well. That increases it a little bit. So I give you a running back and 2 wide receivers, plus a bunch of draft picks, and how about a 4th-round pick in 2028? How about a 3rd-round pick in 2028? Come on, accept this. Accept this. How about a 2nd-round pick in 2028? Oh my God, that didn't go through. Are you serious? I'll take Tutu Atwell out. And they need a center, but so do I think. Yeah, I don't have any centers on the roster. I think I'm having Avila play center. I will give you... Wait. Aaron Pitts has X Factor? Oh my God, that's insane. This has been the craziest thing ever. I will give you... I could give them Byron Young. I'll give you Byron Young. That's accepted. So Cam Akers, Elijah Moore, Byron Young, and a bunch of 2027 stuff is headed to New England. We get back the second overall pick, but I crucially did not trade my own first-round pick for this year because I was hoping that we could save that to trade for another top pick, like the third overall pick. What do they want for it? They want Claxton and Batonia. Well, you're not getting Niles Claxton, that's just for sure. You're simply not getting him. But I can give you everything in 2028. How's that? That gets us close. What about my 2029 first-round pick? That's accepted. Boom. We have pick 2 and pick 3. We can come away with the receiver, and we can come away with somebody else. Let's start drafting and figure this out. So we have pick number 2. Number 1 pick in the class is Levi Randolph. Good luck with that. Number 2 pick in the draft is going to be Jonathan Gaines. 6'3" out of Vandy. 93 speed, 90 acceleration. He's going to be an absolute stud. He is going to be an absolute, utter stud. And now we have the next pick. But first, I need to make sure that I'm not drafting the wrong position. So we need to go out here. We need to generate the best lineup. We've got another receiver. That's perfectly fine. But defensively, Simmons now starts there. So if I was going to draft the D tackle, we'd probably have to switch to a 4-3. If I was going to draft the right end doesn't make any sense because we have Desjuan Johnson, we have Niles Claxton. So let's draft the D tackle. He looks unbelievable, by the way. And we'll switch to a 4-3 so that he can play. So make your selection. I mean, Mike Banks looks unbelievable as well, but James Parrish looks like a freak of absolute nature. I mean, look at these numbers. 96 strength. Are you serious? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a freak. He is a freak. I do think that Mike Banks is going to be unreal. And he goes the very next pick. I do think he's going to be unreal. But we got 2 great players. We got a potential number one wide receiver. We have Puka Nacua already. But we got a potential number 1 wide receiver. And we got another D tackle that we're going to switch to a 4-3 and be all good with. So we got an 82 overall at Gaines. I knew he was going to be a stud. And then Parrish is a 79. Everybody else kind of sucks, but that's okay because we don't care about those guys. How was Banks? Banks is a 79 as well. So we got the number 1 player in the class, which is the receiver. And then we got the second player in the class, or at least tied for second best player in the class, with Mike Banks and a couple other corners. Oh, man, he looks like a freaking stud, man. If we didn't have Niles Claxton, I would have went for Mike Banks, absolutely. But we already got Niles Claxton, who's a better version and a more established version of what Mike Banks is. So I'm fine with that. I would have loved to get all 3, but we couldn't. If we didn't have Desjuan Johnson, this video wasn't about Desjuan Johnson, I probably would have got all 3, or at least attempted my best to get all 3. But Gaines, you're going to be our number 2 receiver over Rashad Bateman for this year. Offensive line looks fantastic. We got the quarterback. We got the running back. The defense, we're going to switch to that 4-3, so we're going to change the scheme. West Coast spread's not the move anymore. The move is now to run a West Coast power run. And we're going to switch to a 4-3, base 4-3, Kansas City, Dallas. You know what? Let's switch Dallas's playbook to, Philadelphia's playbook. They just got the Super Bowl, so we might as well switch to them. And then we go on the defensive side of things. Linebackers look great. Pitts being an X Factor is crazy. That's one of the auto-generate guys from last year. Or the auto drafted guys. And now Parrish gets to start. Desjuan moves over to the far side. This team looks fantastic. It just looks freaking fantastic. This is a Super Bowl contender. I'm excited. I think we can get this done. Like before, if anything happens with Desjuan, I will bring you guys back in. I don't think anything is going to happen. But I do think we can grow him to above a 76 overall this year. I hope at least. And I'll bring you guys back at the end of year number 4. And this is probably going to be the final year. At least I hope it is, because we just trade away everything. So it's not like we can rely on the draft. All right, we wrap up year number 4. We're in the playoffs as the 1 seed at 14-3. So this team's really starting to take off. I told you this team was going to be good. And Mitch Bradford is second in the league in passing yards. And he was second in the league in touchdowns as well. That's just a phenomenal season. He's just super good. I'm glad that we drafted him in the first season because we needed him. And Kyron Williams with 22 touchdowns is pretty crazy. Puka and Seth Pear are unbelievably talented receivers. And the rookie, I didn't even show you the rookie. He had 800 yards, 5 touchdowns. He did very, very good as well. Defensively, how did Desjuan Johnson do? That's what we really are here for. 16 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, no sacks. So he didn't really do anything this year. Even though he was a starter all year, he's even growing. He's turning into a quality NFL player. We completed the challenge of getting him to be a quality NFL player, because if we go to his numbers, he is now a 77 overall. So we've completed that threshold of getting him across the 76. He's even playing up to an 81 is how good he's been playing. He's a 77 true power rusher, so that's his overall, but he's got the morale boost and stuff. It's just so difficult to get a player like a defensive lineman in Madden when you start them at a 61 and normal development. It's so difficult to get them higher than what we've gotten Dejuan Johnson, at least in my personal experiences. He started out 23 as well. That obviously didn't help him. If he was like 20, 21, then maybe it'd be a little bit better. But, I mean, look at these numbers. This is our work. This is our handiwork right here. This is what we've turned this guy into. This is a guy you can extend. Maybe not on a massive extension, but this is a guy you would extend to a new contract. He's a quality NFL player now. His XP is now over 10,000 just to go to the next level. It's taken a lot longer to get him up to the next upgrade point. But I'm loving it. Oh my God, I just noticed that Jonathan Gaines has, I think his name's Jonathan Gaines, whatever. The wide receiver that we just drafted, he has X Factor. The drafting God is still around. I am the drafting God. Nobody else is better than me. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm so good at drafting. I'm just the best. I'm just the best drafter in all of YouTube. There's nobody better than me. I do want to go into a weekly strategy, and I want to go into a camp with our boy Dejuan, and I want to show you the difference. I'm going to put up on the screen, I'm going to put up the first one we did with him. So it'll look probably like split screen or something. We're going to put up the first one that we did with him, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is, or at least it should be easy, with Dejuan Johnson now. How different it is. The ability to get around people as quick as I have been. Although, I almost didn't break the target back there. But it takes at least one or two little wraparounds here, the swim moves. And sometimes what hinders me is getting around those little barriers right there. That's what stops me, not really the offensive lineman. But 3,900 points, getting gold. So just the difference between when we first started with Dejuan and now what we have at the finished product with Dejuan. I mean, that's a quality NFL player if I've ever seen one. We've gotten him up to a 77 overall. He started at a 61 with normal development, and we got him up to a 77 overall. And this little experiment video, taking Mr. Irrelevant and trying to turn him into a good player, this has turned out to be pretty fun, a pretty fun just regular rebuild with the LA Rams. Yeah. So, I mean, we're in the Super Bowl too. We are in the Super Bowl with Dejuan Williams and the Rams. So if we can come away with a Super Bowl, that'd be the perfect ending to this video. The absolute perfect ending. Because no, it wasn't necessarily about winning a Super Bowl with these guys, because that wasn't the goal. It was just to turn Dejuan Williams into a good player. But it looks like if we could accomplish that, then we can accomplish anything. If we don't win one, that's totally fine. It's not a big deal. Like I said, it's not what it's about. But to end this video with a championship would be pretty fun. It would be pretty fun. So I am going to jump in. We are going to see this game, because that means we get to see Dejuan Williams on the field. So I will jump in. If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to try my best to win. We'll see what happens. Ravens, Rams. Let's get it. All right, we are here in the Super Bowl. We're down 7-0. We kick a field goal to go down 7-3. And it looks like the Ravens are a pretty decent football team. Shocker, right? I know. But we're going to jump on defense because we're going to be Dejuan Williams. Where's the boy at? Oh, he's not out on that play? Okay, 2-minute warning. I want to play where Dejuan's out there. Come on. I don't want to be Niles Claxton. I know how good Niles Claxton is. I don't need to be Niles Claxton. Let me be Dejuan. Where's he at? I don't see him out here. Come on. What are we doing here? Get Dejuan Williams out on the field. That's a pick. It's Ernest Jones with the interception. And can he pick six it? Oh, Lamar, you're fast. Oh, my God. Lamar Jackson's super fast. And we get a pick six. He threw that right to me. I didn't even have to do anything. I don't even count that as a user interception because that wasn't even Ernest Jones when he threw it. All right, but now I need to see my boy Dejuan. What happened here? Did they call a timeout? I think they called a timeout. Can I please see Dejuan? Where's he at? Am I just never going to see him? I need to... Okay, I'm going to jump into the depth chart, and we're going to switch some things so that I can actually see my boy. That's the whole point. Oh, we got Lamar on the run. He's going to throw it away. Lamar Jackson's in shambles. All right, let me get to the depth chart here. We're going to make sure that Dejuan is in every single spot. Jalen Phillips, who cares about you? I want Dejuan Johnson. Niles Claxton, who cares about you? I want Dejuan Johnson. Let's see, just straight up left end. He should already be the starter. Claxton, there's Dejuan. He's the right end starter. Okay, so now I've switched all that stuff. Dejuan should be out there now for all these plays. And here he is. Dejuan Johnson's out on the field. 15 seconds to go in the half. Let's see if we can get a sack with him. Use those training moves we did. We used... Oh, my God. Mark Andrews back to the end zone. What are we doing? The corner didn't even follow him. He just let him go. That's a little strange. And that's the end of the first half. Are we going to actually do something on offense? Yeah, we are. 17-14. But can Dejuan and the defense get the job done? The problem is he's going up against Ronnie Stanley. That is a tough ask for any player, including a guy like Dejuan Johnson. It's a quarterback keeper from Lamar. And he's going to get brought down 3 yards. Good job from the boys. Under a minute to go. We're still going to be using Dejuan. This is all about him. Oh, he's got through. He got through. Oh, I didn't bring the tackle. I didn't get the tackle with him, but I forced that. I stopped him. I ruined the momentum. I'll count that. That's a positive play right there. Probably the final play of the quarter for Lamar and the Ravens. Oh, I almost had the sack. I forced Lamar to move up the field, and he's able to run for a big time play and get to the 4-yard line. But I got to him. I almost sacked him with Dejuan. If he wasn't Lamar Jackson, I probably would have got to him. If he was not named Lamar Jackson and didn't have like 99 speed, I probably would get to him. And they're going to hand off to the running back. I don't even know who the running back is at this point. We're 4 years deep. It's some guy named Devin Thompson. Okay. They score. They take the lead. But we're fighting back. The big dogs are fighting. And we score a touchdown, 24-21. Uh-oh. But now we're down here at the 9. Come on, Johnson. We're standing up this time. Okay. Final play before the 2-minute warning. 3-point lead. Get there, Dejuan. Nope, can't do it. Big tackle. Good job, Ernest Jones. That'll be the 2-minute warning. But can we stop him? Can Lamar Jackson make another big interception? I hope. He threw it right to Ernest Jones last time. I wouldn't see why he wouldn't do it again. All right, where's Dejuan? He's in the middle here. Okay, Dejuan, I need you to get to the quarterback. I know it's Lamar Jackson, but I believe in you. Come on, Dejuan, get to him. Stop him. No, don't let him keep fighting there. Good job. We brought him down. It's 3rd and goal. Do they hand this ball off again? I don't really know. They probably do. We'll have to see. From the 2. I would assume if they don't get this, they kick the field goal. He's going to get sacked. It's the second-year man, Simmons. He gets half the sack, and they will take their points and tie this game up. That's pretty crazy. They get the field goal. Big field goal to win it. Yes, we do. The Rams are Super Bowl champions. Dejuan Johnson has a ring. Dejuan Johnson has a Super Bowl ring to be proud of. What a rebuild. I mean, this wasn't even supposed to be like a technical rebuild, and we came away with the championship in 4 seasons. We also turned Dejuan Johnson into a quality NFL player. He's a starter on a lot of teams, including our own. We drafted a lot of fun players in here. The quarterback, Bradford. The tight end, Seth Pear. Niles Claxton, obviously. We drafted a lot of fun players in this rebuild. But we get the championship. You got to let Dejuan up there to hold it. Let Dejuan hold the championship. Come on, he deserves it. Oh, God, what are we doing here? Bradford gets to hold it. What is he, just the quarterback? Oh, that's unbelievable. At least we get a Super Bowl championship for Dejuan Johnson. He was a big part of the team. I think we're going to say that he was a big part of the team, even though we don't know for sure if he was. But he made a big impact. He forced Lamar Jackson out of the pocket on one of those plays. Yes, Lamar took that, and he ran for like 15 yards down to the 4-yard line. But hey, he didn't score. He did not score. We get the Super Bowl championship, and now we can see exactly the recap on Dejuan Johnson. So we go to the final upgrade players. It should be, I was going to say a bunch of practice squad players, but it's actually a bunch of starters. Okay, let's take a look at recap and then finish out this video. So our recap is Mitch Bradford gets Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson got MVP of the league. Jonathan Taylor, Micah Parsons, Deion Benjamin, quarterback for the Jaguars, and Mike Banks, the guy that I almost wanted to draft. He got the defensive rookie of the year for the Vikings. So no awards for Mr. Dejuan, Mr. Irrelevant. I do want to see, is his contract up? Hold on, let me go to actual re-sign players. Is Dejuan's contract up? Because he's not a first-round pick, obviously, so he's not got a fifth-year option. Is he going to have a new contract? Yes, he is. Dejuan Johnson's going to need a new contract. So I will give him a 7-year deal, and we will pay him $5 million for each. Dejuan Johnson, you earn this. He's excited to sign. Congratulations, you're a quality NFL player. I'm not going to re-sign anybody else because it's not the point. We're not going to go any further. But I feel like I've built quite the dynasty. If you can bring back Bradford, Kyron Williams, now superstar development, the tackles need a little bit of work. The tackles certainly need a little bit of work. Let me just generate best lineup here. Oops, I didn't mean to go to Bradford. But you've got your franchise quarterback. You've got your franchise tight end. You've got... Why is it doing that? Put somebody at center. What the heck? Gaines is an X factor. You got a franchise wide receiver to pair alongside Puka if you can't bring him back. You've still got Rashad Bateman, who's quality. The offense is unbelievable. Then on defense, you've got quality all around. Ernest Jones moves up to X factor. You've got 2 unbelievable corners. You've got a franchise right end pass rusher. You've got an unbelievable guy in Kobe Turner who turned out to be like one of the best D tackles in the league for some reason. Another guy waiting in the wings. You've got depth on the linebacking core with Pitts and Sanders. Pitts? I mean, this team is set up for the future as long as you can keep everybody around. Now, people are going to get expensive. That's obvious. But as long as you can keep everybody around, you've got yourself quite the dynasty building here. And here he is, the focus of the video, Dejuan Johnson. So he started out as a 61 overall normal development 23-year-old rookie out of Toledo. After 4 seasons, we turned him into a star development player, 77 overall, playing up to an 82. And look at these numbers. Yes, they're inflated because of the good morale, but these numbers are fantastic. So much better than what he was originally rocking with, obviously. So I feel happy. I feel completed. I feel accomplished with what we've done. Like I said before, if he was slightly younger, if he was 2 years younger, this may be been a slight easier challenge, but it's never going to be that easy of a challenge when you're dealing with Madden in the first place, and when you're dealing with a guy that doesn't play quarterback, tight end, wide receiver, or running back, basically. Any of the skill positions on offense, or maybe a corner on defense, if you have normal development and you're a really low overall, in the game of Madden, it's going to be almost impossible to do this. I tried my best. I tried to put him in the best situations possible. Obviously, I did all the weekly strategy stuff to kind of help him along the way. And I think that did help because obviously you saw me, he wouldn't have had star development, I don't think, unless we did those training, which we did, and that boosted him to star development, which really helped his development, his overall grow a little bit faster because it gave him XP a little bit faster. So I would say this is a successful video. We obviously won a championship, which was not the main goal, but it was a sub goal to win a championship. We didn't win any individual awards with Dejuan Johnson, which is a little bit upsetting. But we did get him a championship, and we did turn him into a very quality NFL player. We gave him a contract extension. These are his final stats. So in year number 1, he had 27 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, and a sack. He then goes up to 31, 6, and a 1.5. Then last year, he had 23, 9, and 3. And then this year, he didn't really do too much, no sacks and all. But I'd say Dejuan Johnson is set up for a very good career. Like, I'd be happy. If I was doing a normal rebuild and I had Dejuan Johnson as my defensive lineman, I would be okay with that. Mainly because I have Niles Claxton on the other side, and I have Kobe Turner and Parrish in the middle, so, I mean, it's not that big of a deal to upgrade one defensive lineman who's not that bad in the first place. But Dejuan Johnson is a good player now. We've turned him into a good player. So I think that's a success. I have taken Mr. Irrelevant from the 2023 NFL draft class, and I have taken him and turned him into a quality NFL starter on basically any team that doesn't have two amazing pass rushers. So let me know what you thought of this concept. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.